The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B. You can catch me on each and every night right after the Quiet Storm with my man Lenny Green. Tell him I told you so. Tell him to check him out, too. Coming up next on today's show, well, we'll get some tips on how to stay healthy during the holiday season. You know, sometimes you can get busy and get that tryptophan in you and fall asleep too. Then Thanksgiving is approaching and we'll find out about what you can do to give back. After that, we'll find out about a one-of-a-kind tribute you don't want to miss. And plus, we're going to know all about what the hip-hop legend is doing. We'll let you know who he is. He's going to be spreading that message through music. And our Music Monday stage features the smooth sounds of Nelson Frank. So stay tuned. All this and more is headed your way because you don't want to miss it. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet because now we're open. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Today's Monday, November the 18th, just about a week or so before Thanksgiving. And you're watching Open, the one and only live interactive program that brings the Bronx to you and kicks it all over the world, especially throughout New York City. We got a great show lined up for you today, but first, let's check out with our resident DJ, Vince Bracey. He's on the ones and twos. He's like the Tonight Show band.
Yes.
How you doing?
I like that a lot, the Tonight Show band. I'm cool with that.
So you're like the DJ that's going to be handling all the music underneath everything today.
Of course, as always.
Yeah. Now you put a crew together last week, and you came up to the radio station. You visited WBLS Hot 97, WLIB.
Oh yes, and thank you very much for being our tour guide on that.
Yeah, there was the Make the Grade Shadow program that we have. We take people to different places of business so they can get a good idea of how the station or how a business operates, so that you can make an intelligent decision as to where you want to be, where you want to go.
Yes.
And in doing so, of course, you have to get the information and knowledge of how to be, what to say, how to present yourself, and all of that. Did you guys put those reports together for us?
Oh yeah. We got some of the pictures showing right there. We had a really great time. Again, thank you very much. Huge shout out to Make the Grade Foundation. We learned a lot. We got to meet a few people. Funkmaster Flex, Angie Martinez was interviewing Idris Elba at the time when we went up there. It was a lot of fun, and I got to see how the real DJs do it. So it was a good experience.
We're talking about WBLS a lot. You see, he mentioned a whole lot about Hot 97. That's cool.
See,
but what about Shayla and everybody that spoke to you guys?
I love.
And Deja Vu.
We got a chance to go up there last year, and I met Deja Vu.
Trip.
To see her again, to see Ann Tripp, to be a part of Quake's house. We had people from the staff here. Got a chance to shout out on the radio. It was. But
I understand you, and I love you, man.
Yes, yes. WBLS, wonderful place.
DJ Vince Bracey. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. All right, leading up the show, our first guest is a registered dietitian and our open nutrition consultant, and she joins us today to share more about how we can keep you healthy during the Thanksgiving holidays and beyond. Right? Pirella DeCarlos here. Give her a big round of applause.
Thank you.
She's always here with a wealth of information, and she talks about vitamins and how to stay healthy and do all those wonderful things, and especially getting enough sleep. That's important. That's an important part of the package there.
The best part.
Yeah. So should people avoid Thanksgiving leftovers? What's the deal?
Well,
leftovers are like the best.
They are the best. And you know what? This is the game plan, I feel like, this year. We're going to plan the Thanksgiving dinner so that the leftovers won't do any damage. How about that?
Oh, all right.
We'll do it that way.
How do we do it?
Okay. So when you're planning is key here, right? So this is what I would say. Where do we go wrong in a Thanksgiving dinner is the first question, right? So what I think is sometimes there's an overabundance of certain types of food and not enough of another type of food, right? And so what ends up happening is that you have those leftovers. So Thanksgiving, even if you use that day to splurge one day, that would be okay, but except that people do have leftovers and they carry it on to the rest of the week, and that's when there can be some trouble,
so it's
right?
not moderation anymore.
Right,
It's like excessive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I say is keep that in mind, right? So when you're prepping your food and you're prepping your meal, think about the rest of the week as well, right? So this is what you would do. I would say the places where we would get into most trouble is where we get into too many starches, right? So I say go ahead and focus on your protein, which most likely is the turkey, right? You do that in addition to what you're picking for your plate too. Pick the protein first because that is going to make you feel fuller longer and so forth. Then give yourself about 2 starches that you have for the dinner. And that can be something like mashed potatoes or garlic bread or biscuits or mac and cheese, but keep it to 2.
Ooh.
And when you do those items,
I'm
when you
getting
do,
hungry already.
I know, isn't it great? When you do actually prep those products, the mac and cheese and so on. Those are the ones that you make in small batches. Those are the ones that you are going to plan to eat all in that meal rather than keep over, right? For the rest of the week. That would be
you can get highly fooled with the smell of Thanksgiving in the air.
Of
and
course.
you're waiting there for that meal to be done, and you go in and you get a spoonful of stuffing, just to taste it up. I don't know how many people are doing that. But what about the stuffing? The stuffing not only stuffs the turkey, but it stuffs you too.
That's true, and you can do a lot of things with stuffing too. I don't know, what kind of recipe do you use for stuffing? I have my mother is very old school Italian, so she has a very specific type of stuffing
Does
that
she
I don't
mix it up
see
with
a
her
lot.
hands?
Well, yeah, it's actually sausage, eggs,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know how you say it in English. What do you call it here? Chitlings?
Do you put chitlins in
Yeah,
stuffing?
we do. Yes, we do, because we're Southern Italian, and Southern Italian, we're very big on what is
Ah,
called
but doggone.
peasant food. So we cut up the chitlings, and we stuff it with the sausage and eggs, and we stuff it. That is the best stuffing ever. Yeah,
Do you use the
full
neck
of
bone?
protein. We do use the neck bone, of course. We do all of that. It's very, very similar. A lot of yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Make a nice soup. But
You do the black eyed peas and neck
we do
bone?
like neck bone, the whole thing.
But Thanksgiving.
That's right. It's a Southern Italian thing, isn't it? It's very, it's very similar. So, and then, in your preparation also for the dinner, what you're also doing then, if you're making smaller batches of the starches, you're making larger batches of the beautiful seasonable vegetables that are going on now.
Yeah.
We have pumpkins, we have squashes, we have sweet potatoes, all these filled with beta carotene, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Delicious. And what you should do though is understand that instead of one of the big mistakes that people do is they turn their vegetables into desserts rather than, you already have your dessert. You have your pumpkin pie, you have your pecan pie. All of these things are kind of sitting out there. So there's really no reason to make your sweet potatoes into dessert as well. Keep the sweet potatoes natural. They're sweet enough. Sometimes people get into putting marshmallows and glazes and so on. So now this is not a vegetable anymore. This is a dessert.
So most of them are seasonal vegetables that you're dealing with, the
Yes.
squashes and everything?
Yeah, so when you do buy seasonal vegetables at the time that they are supposed to be grown, right, they're at their most nutrient dense. Their vitamins in are richer and more abundant in that particular product than if you were to buy them out of season.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at colors now, you're looking for reds, you're looking for the oranges, you're like the Brussels sprouts, and a lot of the leafy greens as well.
What can you use to offset the tryptophan?
Well, you know what?
I mean, you want to stay up and watch a football game.
You do. You know what? This is what I would do. I always guarantee, part of all of this, what you can do is you have a lot of time waiting, right? You're waiting for the dinner, right? It's the best time, right before the football game, or maybe, I don't know, how does a football game work? Does Evan turn out? I mean, this is so terrible. How does a football game work? I said.
Don't put yourself out
sorry.
there.
I'm sorry. I can talk about things I don't know about. Okay. But what you can do is you can go into a pre-dinner walk, right? A nice pre-dinner walk with your family. You go take a walk. You can, just walk around the block.
So do
and
that
then
for
come
halftime.
in. Halftime, perfect timing. Before the game or during halftime. You go out, you have about 30 minutes of walk. It's fantastic, right? It's invigorating. You come in, you can sit down for dinner, and that also helps you work off some of the calories too. You can plan an after dinner walk too, so that the tryptophan doesn't necessarily have to set in, and you can get some energy
Yeah,
as
why
well.
does that put you to sleep? What's in tryptophan?
It's just
that puts you to
it's a
sleep from the
type of
turkey?
it's actually an amino acid breakdown from some of the proteins. It's also found in milk as well. That's why
Yeah.
you can drink like warm milk in the evening, and it makes you feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
That's actually that is a wives' tale, but it's actually in fact true.
Yeah.
So that's what it really does. It's just kind of a muscle relaxer, in a sense.
So we should add that exercise before the game or before the March of the Wooden Soldiers and all those Thanksgiving Day parade.
That's right. I feel like, you have time. You have all day to yourself. When do you have all day to yourself? People are always complaining to me about how they don't have time to exercise to fit it into their day. Well, now you have the entire day off.
Yeah.
Why not take so you can eat guilt-free?
Well, if you run around with those kids, they'll give you enough exercise.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also watch your alcohol intake at the time, right? Because that can kind of get in the way, too, of some of your food choices. Because the more uninhibited you are with alcohol, the more you tend to munch.
And let's see, what do they drink with Thanksgiving Day? Coquito, what's that other, that holiday drink? That's
Not the eggnog.
Like
not eggnog.
eggnog, well, that's for
no.
Christmas
Apple
and-
cider,
apple cider with a little bit of spike in it.
a little extra inside. Yeah,
Spice
yeah,
and a
yeah.
little something, something. All right.
So, and you just
Or a
keep
Henny.
in.
Can you drink a small glass of Henny?
You could if you like. You just do everything in moderation. Everything
In moderation.
Yes.
There you go. All right. So how do you come up with all these wonderful tips to share with us today?
Well, it's trial and error, right? I see what works, and the game plan is to prep in advance, right? So here you are, you're picking 2 starches for the meal, not going overboard or making too many of those, so they're not sitting in your refrigerator for 3 or 4 days. Making more of the vegetable portions, so they are sitting in the refrigerator for the upcoming days, so that you can actually have more vegetables and so on
Yeah.
for the rest of the week. And you know what? Focus on the protein, because really, that's the best part.
Yeah. And you got somebody coming up. They do hip hop health in the schools. I'm going to let you know who he is.
Oh, great.
And they talk about a lot of that stuff too.
Oh,
They show a big
fantastic.
video. Maybe we should go with them one day. and
Oh,
check
that's
it out.
great, yes.
We'll be sharing that
Love
with them.
that.
Give her a big round of applause, everybody, for Rolla DeCarlo, registered dietitian. And she's with us right here on BronxNet. We've got to take a quick break, Fiorillo. And when we come back, we'll hear about what you can do to give back this Thanksgiving. But first, I'd like to let everybody know that Friday, November the 29th at 10 a.m., the reunion on the Trails Run will take place at Van Cortlandt Park. That's going to be nice. And also on the 21st, we got something special coming up, the Make the Grade Awards. Everybody's talking about that. Go to makethegrade.org. Everybody's going to be there. All right, we'll let you know more in a little while. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more next. Thank you.
Ten, nine, eight, six.
Hi, this is Jeff Fox for 107.5 WBLS. And when I get off the radio, I check out my man, the Dr. Bob Lee and Cool Clyde. It's open on BronxNet. I never miss it.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and check it out. This month, the Bronx Volunteer Coalition will hold a Thanksgiving food drive, and joining us today to share more about this and the great work that they do is Miriam Tabb, co-chair of the committee events for the Bronx Volunteer Coalition. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I understand that you're trying to work on doing a TV show.
Yes, I am. I'm actually working on something here for BronxNet called the Bronx Exchange. So
All right.
hopefully
so
it'll be coming
soon,
on.
right?
Yes, hopefully in January.
Good. So tell us a little bit about the Bronx Volunteer Coalition, because all too often what happens is that you hear a 30-second public service announcement on radio, or you see one on TV, and it doesn't get the whole story. They try to get everything in there in 30 seconds, but you're here to expand upon that.
Yes, I am. The Bronx Volunteer Coalition, what we want to do is the stronghold of the Bronx is community service, is community responsibility. And in order to build that, we want to give back to the community by just building that village that used to be there.
There you go.
So, you know, we want parents and communities just come in and just volunteer for Big Brothers, Big Sisters, take them to Botanical Garden, go to Yankee Stadium, do all the things that we have here done in the Bronx.
Wonderful. How did you get it started?
Actually, it was a group of nonprofit organizations, WEDCO, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, the Bronx Museum of the Arts, several organizations here in the Bronx, and we all got together just to increase the volunteerism here in the Bronx because we need to give back.
Yeah, I like that. And you know, all too often we have groups doing different things, and it seems like there's a competition. It really shouldn't be, because it's all helping people get what they need out of life. Yeah,
It's
come
all
together
providing
and moving
service.
together in one unit, together for a common cause.
Moving that
That's what it's
one
about.
direction. Because here in the Bronx, what we need to do is we need to build that community back up. We need to improve our schools, have more after-school programs, have more parental care. And when you're able to do that, you're able to increase the volunteerism, because you need to have people to step in.
There you
If the mother cannot be there because she's working late, you got to have the neighbor to step in. Growing up here in the Bronx, I was raised by my neighbors, by the person from the church.
Of course.
If I did something wrong, the man in the bodega was going to scream out on me.
Of course.
So it was everything.
And that's the way we moved away from that. It takes a village to
did.
raise a family,
It
and that's
definitely
where that
does.
concept came from. But why have we moved away from that? And that's also the part of the mission statement of the Make the Grade Foundation, collaboration between parent, teacher, student, community, clergy, health, and
Everything.
financial literacy.
Yes, community organizations. I think we moved away from it because times have seemed to move kind of quickly. Parents need to go to work more, do more hours. Children are more into their video games, so they're more enclosed. We got to get them more out.
Yeah.
We got to be more involved in the community. We have horseback riding in the Bronx. We have the Bronx River Alliance, where you can go there and just go for a canoe ride. So we got to step out from behind the computer games and get back into the community.
Is it that that students or people today are more inward-minded? They're into themselves, into the game, and so the social media is in the socialness that you can't see socialness. You can't see the person that you're talking to, but you're in that social media. Social media to me was, hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, exactly. Face to face.
Yeah.
Face to face. We don't have that face to face
They
anymore.
have it on here.
Yeah, they have Facebook. They have Facebook on there, but
FaceTime,
still, yes,
Facebook.
everything. But you need that face-to-face communication now. You cannot raise your child by text them saying that you finished your homework. Of course, they're going to text it and say yes and get back to the game. So, you know, if you have that neighbor to just knock on the door and say, hey, I'm here to help you with your math homework.
Yeah.
I'm here to check on your science project. Do you want to come with me to the local church? Just be more involved.
And you know, you don't even see people doing the same things that we should do as far as exercises with the occasional double dutch stuff. I'm gonna do something. Get a big
Remember
competition
that?
with the Apollo. Double dutch, playing tag, all the Skelly. You ever play that?
Ringalivio.
Ringalivio.
All those great games from
All
back
those
in the
games that
day.
made you run around and get that exercise that you need. you
Now
know?
it's Mario Brothers. You chase after Mario Brothers. You know, we need to
He
change
laughed
that.
because like that's his favorite game over there. Yeah. So how do we come back to that? How do we come back to, you know, the concept that it takes a village to raise a family and get kids maybe away? It's hard. It's a tough thing to do, but get them away from some of that social media inside the computer and the smartphones?
Bring them back. Open up the communities and the organizations. There are several art programs that you can get your children involved in. Here at the Bronx Volunteer Coalition right now, we're about to do a food drive where people can drop off their food, have the children come in and to help us distribute the food and see that they can give back, make them feel important. You can drop off canned foods, non-perishables at the Bronx Museum of the Arts, at Wedco. You can drop them off at several locations and they'll be picked up. Have the children to be involved. Have them to be a part of the community.
Now look at this camera right here and just tell the people what you want to tell.
Well, I want to tell you that the Bronx Volunteer Coalition, in collaboration with Comita Noviembre, will actually be having a food drive at several locations. You can drop off at different food pantries. You can drop off at the BJCC. You can drop off at the Bronx Museum of the Arts. Non-perishable rice, pasta, crackers. Just bring everything. And like I said, have your community get involved, because as a community, we have to reach out to each other to make each other stronger, especially during the holidays when everyone needs someone.
Now say it in Spanish.
Yo, I can't do that.
And you said that Spanish word well.
Yo.
No, you said a Spanish word.
Noviembre.
Yeah,
Comita Noviembre. They're having their 19th food anniversary drive.
Well, thank you so much. All right,
Thank
that's
you
coming
for
up.
having
Give
me.
us that date one more time.
November 24th will be the last day of the pickup. So please, everyone, donate your food. It's important for the holidays.
All right. Thank you so much. Give her a big round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
Miriam Tabb, co-chair of Committee Events, Bronx Volunteer Coalition. Thank you so much, Miriam.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll hear from musician and Jimmy Blue coming up next. Stay right there.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And this was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hello, I'm Dante Lemon from Open 2.0 on BronxNet, the show by teens, for teens, and about teens. Catch us every Friday at 4:30 and anytime on the web by going to www.bronxnet.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to Open. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guest is a professional musician who has made his mark worldwide through his one-of-a-kind performances. We welcome Jimmy Blue. Jimmy Blue, give him a big round of applause, everybody, to the Open stage. Jimmy, what was your inspiration for starting your career as a singer? You know, everybody has a motivation, and they look up to certain people that makes them want to get pulled through this whole process here.
Yeah, I had no choice. Mother and father, professional musicians, grandfather, everybody in the family.
Wow, all the way down.
Yeah,
Huh?
can
Jazz.
do nothing else.
Yeah.
All kinds of music.
Yeah. And then that just made you want to just jump in. How old were you when you picked up an instrument or just started using your voice?
Junior high school.
Yeah. That's when you found out that this is it.
Nothing else. Can do nothing else, right?
What did you do in junior high school that got you in it?
Played horn, sang. You know, kept me out of trouble, kept me out of the gangs and stuff like that.
A lot of fashion shows?
Actually doing gigs with one of your colleagues, Gary Bird.
Oh, yeah?
You know, professional clubs like that, sure.
Yeah. You know, Gary Bird has been out there for a while. He's written for like Stevie Wonder and many other. And he has a rap that he put together too. You probably heard it.
Sure, The Crown. Sure,
yeah.
It's a classic.
If you punch up Gary Bird, Imhotep Gary Bird, you may see some of the stuff that he's done in the past. All right, and you trained after that? Did you get your voice? Did you have to go to a vocal coach or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm a student of performing arts, high school in Manhattan, when it was performing arts.
Yeah.
And also Berklee College of Music.
All right, and some of the artists that you worked with over the past?
Oh, just too numerous to mention. Everybody from Aerosmith to Wilson Pickett, just everybody on down the line.
But who were the people that you mostly looked up to? You said, I want to be just like them, or I want to take from them and use some of those things and incorporate it into my own style?
Well, basically, when I was in junior high school, it was everybody, but then once I got into performing arts in my junior year, I joined the Jimi Hendrix fan club.
Oh, shucks.
And that was it.
All right.
All right. Once I saw that, I'm like, that's what I want to do. Before that, I was doing a James Brown tribute. Once I saw a film of Jimi Hendrix and Monterey Pop, I said, that's what I want to do. And I've been doing it ever since for 45 years.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a part of your performance on stage?
No, it's a separate thing. I was signed as a original artist to Columbia Def Jam. Russell Simmons used to be my manager.
Yeah, yeah.
But all along the side, I've been doing a tribute to Hendrix for 45 years.
Wow.
And yeah, we're in our 45th year now.
You do the same thing? Can you play Star Spangled Banner?
All of that. All of that,
Look,
man.
I got my hand out.
All of that, you know that, sure.
How does it go? Can you riff it with your mouth?
Down, 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 down. Come on, man. You know about that.
Oh, man. Yeah, we miss him. His estate is still making a whole lot of money right now, as is the Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley. As a matter of fact, Michael Jackson made more money dead than anybody making money alive, as far as in the music business. Yeah, last year. I think it was in Forbes or something like that. Yeah. So he's, would you make that kind of money too?
Yeah, right.
Well, there's different streams of income. It doesn't have to be monetary all the time, you know.
It's other benefits, though.
Yeah.
I give lecture demonstrations at colleges and TV on Jimi Hendrix, and I always point out to Jimi Hendrix you didn't know. Matter of fact, I heard you mention hip-hop earlier. Jimi Hendrix is on the first hip-hop recording with one of the last poets. Now, you can't get no deeper than that.
On the subway!
So, yeah, he goes way back, man.
But wait, where did he appear, or what part did he play?
What do you mean?
The Last Poets.
He's playing guitar and bass on that recording with one of the last poets.
Guitar and bass. I didn't know that. Yeah. Did you guys know that? You didn't know that? So what song was that? I know they did In the Subway and all that.
No, this is a song called Doriella Dufontaine.
Uh-huh.
And him and Buddy Miles are playing the music on that, and one of the last poets, Lightning Rod, is actually rapping on that. It's the first hip-hop recording.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Sure, yeah.
Well, we got some brothers here that they're going to come on. But they're talking about hip-hop health and all that stuff. But they go way back, too.
It's all related, sure.
Yeah, A.D. from the Cold Crush Brothers.
Oh,
yeah.
Pioneers, sure.
Yeah. Did you know about that? The Last Poets, the first rap? See, he got his thumb up. There you go. All right. So who are some of the people that, you've been traveling the world, some of the people that you traveled the world with, some of the places that you've been?
Listen, to answer that deeply, I could say that the one who was helping the most is, again, one of your colleagues, Frankie Crocker.
Frankie Crocker.
Who was deeply involved with carrying on the Hendrix legacy. A lot of people do not know that.
Yeah.
He booked me a couple of places, and he was very involved with that. And he influenced me with a lot of different connections, sure.
Do you have your guitar here with you today?
No, I don't, but I have the clips. I'm going to be at B.B. King's. I'm at B.B. King's regularly. I'm going to be there again Wednesday. Come on down and see the show.
Yeah, we would love that. You also have a radio show. Huh?
Yes, WFDU 89.1 FM, the left side of the...
Okay, now look. See, he spoke about Gary Bird. He spoke about Frankie Crocker. I said, he's going somewhere with this radio thing now. They don't even play your music, but you can get on the radio and talk about your own stuff too.
Well, I play funk, blues, soul, rock, reggae, and gospel music. Nobody's doing that.
How'd you put all that together?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's doing that. So thank the Lord there's a WFDU
That's a heck of a mix.
where I can do that, sure. I can't do that at BLS. Ooh.
Yeah, they'll say, well, who's programming this thing?
We're not supposed to say that.
But you never know.
That's true.
Would you want to work at WBLS?
Well, I did, but they showed me the exit.
They showed you the exit?
So I went to WFDU.
You mean you went up in there and they showed you the exit?
Sure, yes. They said, oh, step this way. We'll help you. Step this way, and it was the exit.
Well, it's a good thing because sometimes you get turned down.
One door,
and you get a lot of those.
One
and
door
then
closes, another
you'll
one opens.
You'll get that one that's going to open up that's going to be
That's right.
beneficial to you.
That's right.
You know, I can't tell you how many no's I got. And that's a good example to a lot of the people, too, watching. You know, you're going to get a whole lot of no's. A lot of people came up to the radio station. You're going to get no, 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 no. But you're going to get that yes, too, because when you stick with something long enough, something always happens. But make sure you stick with something positive.
That's a good point. Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to get that yes. And so you're having fun on this radio show.
Yes, it's a blessing. I've interviewed quite a bit of celebrities. Some of them are my friends. And, I'm reaching a lot of people. So it's great.
So what's coming up next for you?
Like I said, BB King's this Wednesday, the Jimi Hendrix show. If you thought you saw Jimi Hendrix, you need to come see this.
There you go. All right. Give a big round of applause, everybody. Jimmy Blue discusses his musical career. All righty. We're going to take a quick break right here. You're going to BB King's. One more time. Where are we going?
BB King's Wednesday.
All right. We'll take a break right here. When we come back, we'll hear from a hip-hop legend. He's giving back next on Open.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's going to happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all? You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
And welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. What is it? Diggity, Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guest is using his musical talent to spread the message of health to our youth. I was there. I saw him in action. We welcome Easy A.D. to the show.
Hey, how you
Yes,
doing?
indeed.
Great.
Right.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
And we have this collab working together with WBLS. We're going to the schools, letting everybody know what you do.
Mhm.
And you started this thing called Hip Hop Health. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, actually, I was injected into it, Hip Hop Health. It's called Hip Hop Heals, actually, healthy eating and living in schools. So what we do is we go into schools and we teach kids about health, but we just don't do it in a regular way. We inject hip hop music. We also add, they use audio response devices to answer the questions.
Yeah.
So we do a pre and post test. We teach the young people about calorie density. So our target audience are 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And what we do is we give them an abundance of information so they can make healthier choices.
Yeah. And why is that important to start off at those levels?
Because when the young people are, when young individuals, when you're young at that age, that's your growing stage. So, I mean, you're growing from education, health, and this is when you you become who you are. I mean, that's the person you're probably going to be when you become an older person. So we want to make sure that we start and give them information that's going to help them become a better and a healthier adult, because obesity is one of the most major problems in our community.
Good. Started from the bottom, now you're healed. We can change the lyrics. Started from the bottom, now you're healthy.
Absolutely, you can use
one of those. Yeah.
You could use any lyrics. You started at the bottom, and you started at the bottom. You're eating unhealthy food, and now you're here eating good, healthy food. That's what it's all about. So, one of the things we use cartoons. I brought in a good friend of mine. His name is Chuck D from Public Enemy. We teach the kids about Go Slow and Whoa Foods, and just give them a little
Roosevelt High.
give you a little brief on what Go Foods are. Go Foods are foods that you can eat every day. They're foods like, fruits and vegetables. Slow foods are foods that we encourage the young people to eat some of the time. That's like pasta with sauce, orange juice. And then there's Whoa Foods. And Whoa Foods, we encourage you to eat once in a while. That's like pizza and fast food. So we give them a list of things that they can eat. They can eat choices. And we hope that they make the best choices. And we inject hip-hop from the music. We do a hip-hop dance-off at the beginning and at the end to get the kids moving and let them know that exercise is important. So you can get exercise from many different forms and fashions.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to get you to come into their school, what's the procedure? What do they have to do?
Oh, first of all, they can email me at hiphophealsnyc at AOL.com, or give me a call, 212-939-1892.
Yeah. Now, how did you get because you're from the Cold Crush Brothers, how did you get from that to what you're doing today?
Okay. Well, I want to say hello to all my brothers, Cold Crush Brothers, DJ Tony Tone, DJ Outlaw, Grandmaster Kaz, Almighty KG, and JDL. Well, we went on tour to Japan because we were in the first hip-hop movie, and every day I ate 3 square meals a day. And when we got back, I ran for the bus. I'm still a teenager, and I started breathing hard. I was like, I'm a teenager. Why am I breathing hard?
Yeah.
So then I got into understanding like what food does to the body. From that point on, I began being in health, exercising, eating right. I gave up meat. I became a vegetarian, and then for a while became a vegan. And then I started working at the Harlem YMCA.
Yeah.
Director for youth programs, teaching the kids basketball, summer camp director and stuff like that, and health. So health was always in my life. So then in 2007, a good friend of mine, his name is Dougie Fresh, he was like, listen, this is this particular doctor at Harlem Hospital. He's been trying to get me involved in this health program for kids. He said, AD, you'll be perfect for it. I said, so won't you go meet with him? So I met with him.
I know who you're talking about.
And then he said, all right, AD, you're going to work there. So I left the Y and went to work for Harlem Hospital, Hip Hop Public Health Educational Center. And from that point on, we've been going to the schools doing the program. So we do about 6,000 kids a year.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to keep, the whole body, the mind, clairvoyance, everything is working like in unison.
Absolutely.
Everything's working together. When you're exercising and eating right, it's a big difference. You can tell.
Absolutely.
You can tell when you don't go that route, you're like, you're sluggish and you're not feeling as good. But when you are going that route, you can tell.
And I just want to add one of the other things that's important, Mr. Bob Lee, is that we use the students to go home and share what we teach them in schools. So we have a 1-day program, we have a 2-day program, and a 3-day program. So what the kids go home and tell their parents, I learned about healthy foods. And so what they do is they influence the parents on what they buy from now on. So we're doing a double dose of empowering the young people.
There you go. So when they go shopping with mom and dad, they say, this is what we want. Don't get that stuff that you get from the machines.
Right. They will say we don't. They'll get less. They'll get more healthier foods and less unhealthy foods.
Yeah. They'll still get a little bit of what they like, but everything in moderation.
Absolutely.
But if you eat more healthy stuff, it'll do more good.
Absolutely. I just think that one of my goals in my life is to make sure that I'm the Pied Piper for young people, meaning giving them information that can help them change their lives and also help them change other people's lives.
So this is the movement. You want to move everybody in that direction. We spoke earlier about moving everybody in the same direction for a common cause. This is you.
Absolutely. I have a passion. I'm I'm an adult male, but inside of me, I'm 9 years old. Every day of my life, I'm 9, even though I have adult responsibilities. So I see when I'm teaching young people, I'm teaching them from their perspective. I'm not dictating to them what to do, but I'm sharing with them what they should do. Because a lot of times when you were young, you felt like when your parents told you something, you did total opposite, right? So what we do is we share with the kids what they should do. We don't dictate to them. So I think they feel a part of the program. It's not that we just come in and we just deliver. We come in there and we're sharing and we're giving them something that's tangible. I call it they can touch, taste, and feel.
There you go. Now, what's some of the songs, for people who don't know in our audience, some of the songs that you used to sing with Cold Crush back in the day?
Well, but we still sing those songs. We don't do them as frequently.
You still go on tour with them?
Well, we don't call it a tour. We call them shows. We do local shows. But we had a song called Fresh While Flying Bold. We had punk rock rap. It was the first fusion of hip hop with punk rock and rap. Yeah. And we were on CBS Records, and most of our stuff is like classic stuff where it's not on record. We have a song called Rocket in the Pocket. We use Cats in the Cradle. We use Coco Cabana. We use Barry Manilow. So it's a song like a song is called Other MCs. Other MCs can't deal with us because we are the four known as the Cold Crush, putting fellas on a making flower girls blush. You know we got a funky song, so won't you come and sing a dance along? We got the 2 DJs on the wheels of steel, Charlie Hicks and Tony Tone at the top of the field. All right, Bob Lee,
I was gonna do the
beatbox right there. So for the love of one of the things that when we go into the schools, when we mention the word hip hop, the teachers sit back and they think it's going to be just like people rapping on stage. Right. But when they see the concept that we've put together, it becomes overwhelming for them because they've never seen health being presented this way, because people have been trying to do this with young people for many years. I think that we have the right formula.
And Jerome, you gave me a CD. What's on that CD?
Well, what we do is we have a musical director. I like to say hello to my music director. His name is Artie Green, and our dietitian, Vanessa Sawyer. What we does is we incorporate healthy lyrics over hip-hop beats. So we have someone who creates the beats. We create our dietitian sits with the music director, and they create a concept where it's healthy lyrics. So you're listening to a hot beat, but the lyrics is talking about eat healthy, exercise, and stuff like that. So that's what we do.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Have a good time.
So you get kids in there whopping their necks to the beat and everything.
Absolutely.
And they're talking about health.
Talking about health. They go, wow, it could be cool.
It could work.
Absolutely.
Because, they talk about some of the negative stuff that's in the rap lyrics.
Absolutely.
So why can't they talk about some of the healthy stuff that's in there too?
I call it a win-win situation. It's like an explosion. It blows up and it cultivates the whole community.
There you go. Hip-hop legend, giving back. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Easy A.D. from Cold Crush Brothers. Hip-hop heals. Thank you so much,
Thank you, man.
All right, and we're going to do some things in our schools, all right? We got to take a quick break right here, but when we come back, Music Mondays is here. First, let's take a good look at Marcella R. Brown, the Scholarship Foundation Dinner and Dance. Check it out.
It's an honor. I'm really proud to be here today.
That's Mariah Aviles, a scholarship winner here at the 10th Annual Scholarship and Community Awards Banquet and Dinner Dance at Maestro's Catering Hall. A freshman at Manhattan College, she's one of 6 winners, and she's seated next to a very proud mom.
She's been doing an awesome job. She's doing great in school. She loves to write, and she's on the right path.
That's why Dean Brown and several of his brothers decided to form the Scholarship Foundation. Their mother, a longtime community activist, was retiring, and they thought this was a great way to ensure that her legacy lives on.
This foundation to pay homage to my mother, who was retiring, who was a community activist in the community, and to support young people going to college because they don't have the opportunities that I was afforded to go to college. So what better homage could I pay to my mother to do a foundation that she can continue to do her work in and be retired at the same time?
Troubling headlines about young kids challenged in the area of education, the foundation looks to acknowledge those doing the right thing.
It gives an opportunity to, students who are really interested in going further in their education. I think it's wonderful.
Girl freshman Octavia Jackson, seated here next to her mother, wants to be an RN.
It's an honor to be here, and there's only
write that. I'm blessed to be here.
The ceremony is also meant to award outstanding leaders in the community, among them Reverend Lee Arrington, Dr. Arnold Wolf, and the Honorable Eddie McShann. Others included Director of Leaders on the Move, Alicia Williams, who also works for State Assemblyman Mark Jonage.
My mom would always tell me, you're not like any other child around you. You have opportunities that other children don't have. So I thought about that and I realized, why don't I offer those opportunities out to other children to the best of my ability?
It has been a journey, but it's been a good journey. And our only goal is to make sure that our children succeed in school.
If you want more information about the scholarship fund, you can go to www.thebrownfoundation.com. The application process begins each year in April, and a decision is made by August. For Bronxnet, this is Arlene McCoco.
To this. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome back to Open. Now it's time for Music Mondays. Here we go. Bam. Start clapping now. Start clapping. Keep it going. Keep it going. Our next guest is an award-winning singer, songwriter, and producer. He's here to join us today and share his smooth sounds. Let's give it up for Nelson Frank. Here we go. Alrighty. Now, Nelson Frank, he's been around. You tell us about some of your awards and things, because a lot of people don't know. But for those who do, they know. But tell the people that don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done a lot of records for Keisha Cole, Tank, Omarion, a bunch of artists, and I've been nominated for 3 Grammys before. I did a song for Pleasure P called Under, which was one of my favorite songs, man, that we were nominated. I'm just so excited about that.
Yeah. And so you've been in the game for a little while. What made you want to get involved?
My grandmother, she was a promoter, so I got a chance to get around the club scene and the party scene early at a very early age. To be honest with you. So, and then I've just been engulfed with the music as far as go-go music and everything. And I started doing backgrounds for Genuine, and from there it just kicked off for me.
Yeah. So you've been in the game now. Are you performing anywhere in New York City?
I'm performing everywhere. Everyone that needs Nelson Frank, I'm here. Just contact my people. Follow me on Twitter and everything. And so right now we're trying to bring a lot of attention to Forever Young Music Group. We're going to take an old school approach to it. So we're going to hit the streets, and I'm going to perform everywhere.
Now you have the CD out.
Yeah.
What's the name of the CD?
The CD is called Nothing's Impossible.
Nothingsimpossible.com.
Absolutely.
We didn't put a .com on it, but
right.
But you got Angelo and everybody working behind Angelo LB.
Yes.
That whole crew.
I'm just proud to have
phenomenal
a great
crew.
team. Absolutely, great team. Angelo with Double Exposure, and then of course with my management, Russell Webster. He's here. I'm just excited to have an incredible team behind my music.
Russell.
Yeah, man. So it's just awesome, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
And you're gonna join us Thursday too, right?
That's
At
right.
the Make the Great Awards.
That's right. I'm gonna tell you.
We're gonna kick it up a notch. Here we go, yo. Here, can I rap along with you?
Absolutely.
You gotta spit 16.
I got a 16 right there waiting on you.
There you go. All right. So you gonna do something for us right now?
Yes, man. Yeah, I'm gonna do a song called "Losing You." It's one of my favorite songs off the album.
There you go.
Check it out. I hope you love it.
Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Nelson Frank in the house.
I got to testify. Hey! I got to testify. Look, see, baby, you don't treat me the same. Still, you say I am the man. So you've been stingy with your loving, and I know somebody else is doing the touch. See, girl, I've been trying to hold it in, but I just can't stand to live without your loving. Please, don't tell me you're leaving, because I can't handle this cold and lonely season. Oh, something's going wrong. This don't feel like home. I think I'm losing you. I'm losing you. tell me that you care. 'Cause baby, I swear I think I'm losing you. Now I'm laughing to keep crying, 'cause it's our love is truly dying. And I'm angry as hell, 'cause I think I'm losing myself. Ooh, I feel like such a fool, 'cause I'm still trying to get back to you. Please, just give me a reason why you would want to leave the one you claim you need. And oh, something's going wrong, 'cause this don't feel like home. I think I'm losing you. Hey, oh baby, please tell me that you care. Baby, I swear I think I'm losing you. Oh, something's going wrong, 'cause this don't feel like home. I think I'm losing you. Oh baby, tell me that you care. Baby, I swear I think I'm losing you. Oh, you don't want me no more. You don't want me no more. Wow. Oh no. You don't want me no. You don't. Oh, you don't want me no more. Oh no. Ooh. Hey. This don't feel like home. I think I'm losing you. Oh baby, tell me that you care. Baby, I swear I think I'm losing you. Oh. You don't want me no more. You don't want me no more, baby. Ooh. Oh no. Hey, you don't want me no more.
Oh man, the melodic sounds of Nelson. Give me another big round of applause, everybody. My man Nelson Frank doing his thing. Yes, indeed. Oh man, all right. I never saw you, kick it up live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
I do a little something here and there.
Now we know you're out there. I like your style and everything.
Thank you. It's always about staying dapper. We got to represent. We got to stick together.
There you go. Where are you originally from?
D.C., Maryland area.
D.C. Here we go. All right, they can check you out. Use that.
Take this. Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's next for you?
Right now, I'm gonna hit the road as hard as possible. So you're gonna see me everywhere. I might be on the side of the street somewhere. I might be at a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know. But I'm gonna be somewhere singing. That's right. We taking an old like an old time approach to it. So we plan on hitting the streets every day, singing as much as possible, getting the name out there, Nelson Frank everywhere, so that when the album does come out in 2014, you know exactly who I am. You know where to find me.
So the Club Nouvelles.
Yeah.
Mention all those artists that you've worked with in the past, because you wrote for them and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've done work for like Ron Isley. So I got a chance to work with him. I worked with Tank. I did executive producer of his last album. Did that.
Well, you guys sing a little piece of each thing that you did now.
Right. I did Emergency and a couple other records for Tank. I did Genuine's Heaven. I did LaToya Luckett's Regret. Featuring Ludacris. I worked with Omarion. I Get It In. We've been working, man. But I'm really excited about what we have going on now at Forever Young Music Group. We have a bunch of new artists coming out. Ashley Brown. And we bringing back some real R&B, man, some real pop music. My album itself is just everywhere. It's itself, too.
Nothing's impossible.
That's right.
It's in stores now.
No, not yet.
Oh, coming up.
It will be in 2020.
There you go. All right, it's coming up.
Right.
Can you sing another one for us?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Give us some information of where we can get your CD.
What you can do is follow me on Twitter. I am Nelson Frank, and then of course you can Google me, baby.
Yeah.
Nelson Frank World on Instagram and everything else. So.
All right, and you can check him out if you want to come on down. He's going to be at this coming Thursday, the 21st. He's going to be at the Make the Great Awards at Terrace on the Park. All right.
Absolutely. Come see your boy.
It's from 6:30 to about 11 o'clock at night. But, you know, the cocktail and all that, your section will be in there. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to honor some wonderful people. What it is that the Make the Great Awards, we give awards to people who are doing some great things in our community.
Awesome.
And we're kicking it up for the kids. We're building internet radio and TV stations so we can play more of your music, man.
Wow, yes.
And put more of their programming on, too.
Right,
Some of the
that's
things
awesome.
From their angle
That's
and their
awesome.
point of view. So, you know, we want to thank you for contributing to that also. All right.
Absolutely. And also, we have a nonprofit called The Difference. You know,
Yeah.
we work with inner city kids. It's about 40 kids we have right now that do music and everything.
Oh, that's
so,
wonderful.
Yeah, we're doing our thing to make sure that we're playing our part as well.
Well, maybe we can do a collab.
Absolutely. Let's definitely do that.
Angelo, hook that up.
Absolutely. Let's get it.
All right, getting it in. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Nelson Frank. Now, you're going to take us home with something?
Yes.
I'm going to hit this and you hit that. Ready? Unfortunately, that's about all the time we have for today's show. But many thanks to all of our guests for tuning in and joining us. And thank you, our viewer, for checking it all out. If you missed any part of today's show, you can tune in to the Recablecast at 5 and 10 p.m. And you can watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. Or you can catch an all-new episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. with my man Darren Jaime. Always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control your chooser. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I'll catch you on tonight right after the Quiet Storm with my man Lenny Green. Nelson Frank in the house. Take us home. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Have a drink with me. Think with me. Just be wherever I be. Hope with me. Joke with me. Openly. I know I can be a piece of work, but work with me, 'cause I'm so much better with you in my life. I'm so much better with you, with you. I'm so much better, so much better, baby. Come live with me, have kids with me, laugh and talk about all the crazy things you ever did with me, then curse me out, but it would hurt me out to see you with someone else. Now I can be crazy at times, wild and out of my mind, but I'm so much better, so much better, so much better. I'm so much better with you. Said I'm better with you, with you. I'm so much better, so much better, baby, with you, you, I know I can be a piece of work, but work with me, 'cause I'm so much better.